Sharp Game here. Welcome to another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And what I'm about to talk about today should be shared with everybody that's single, especially the young people, young black males especially. And playtime is over. I mean, playtime's been over, but a lot of people are always showing up at the party late. And that, my friend, is a recipe for a disaster when you get caught off guard. So today, I'm going to tell you the top 5 ways to meet women. And I live this. I do this shit all the time. And I tell you this not to brag. I tell you this because there's a lot of people that you see on television, within the mainstream media, and even online. I met a lot of these people, and I know people that know them, and a lot of these people are frauds. A lot of these people are phony and lame, and a lot of them couldn't get a date if you paid them. This is across the board. This goes for males and females. A lot of these people are phony, lame. But a lot of people are listening to them though, because they have a nice suit on, or nice pants, nice tie, nice dress and shoes, hair done with lipstick and makeup. So if they look so nice, they look that nice, they have to know what they're talking about, right? And nothing could be further from the truth. So here's the top 5 ways to meet women. Number 1, you can do it the long-term way, long-term strategy, and that is to just become a better person. Become a better version of who you already are, as a man, as a friend, as a father, as a son. That's it. Just do stuff that you like doing. Have something to pass down to your kids when you're gone, so they can have a leg up in society. Do something, find something that you love doing, and figure out how to get paid from it. Or get together with some of your friends or somebody that you've known for a long time, and just find something that y'all can do together. And I don't know what that is, because everyone has something about them or some unique skill set that they might have that you can more than likely easily do with somebody else if you take the time to really think about whatever it is. But that's the problem. A lot of people really aren't thinking because they're too busy being busy. But you got to take time to think for yourself. You can't keep thinking about other people all the time, because if you keep thinking about other people all the time, you're not going to be any good for anybody else. And if you make the mistake like I did, I burned out. And I ended up in the emergency room. And that was my wake-up call. I promised that I would never let that happen again. And the reason why that happened is because I kept trying to find stuff outside of me. And it was like ooh, excuse me. And that was like a kind of like a shallow way of approaching my problems and the situations that I was dealing with at the time. But that's a short-term fix. But the long-term fix is to get better as a person. And the best part about it is you can pass the game down to your family, your kids, your wife, and anybody else that need help. Number 2, you can take the passive approach. And what that means is you can just go to certain places that you want to meet a certain group of people and just be there. Just put yourself in the environment. And sometimes people will gravitate towards you because maybe you give off a certain type of energy. But that's not going to work. That's only going to work if you're comfortable in your own skin. If you're a confident dude, you don't apologize for being you. So that's the passive approach. You just put yourself in a certain environment that you want to meet a particular group of people. Could be males or females. Could be one person sometimes. And you just position yourself in that environment. And more than likely, people will start to gravitate towards you. For example, I went to an event, a conference like 2 weeks ago. And I didn't really want to meet anybody. But when I went to, during the breaks, and during the they had a party Saturday night, and I was drinking a beer and drinking a little wine, and people just kept walking up to me talking, and I didn't say or do anything out of the ordinary. I was just there. And those are the type of people that I wanted to be around. So that's why I paid my money to be there. So that's the passive approach. Number 3, you can use icebreakers when you approach women. Now you got to be very confident to do this. You got to be comfortable in your own skin. But if you're not confident, this ain't gonna work. Sometimes it's like, if I give you an example, it happens every once in a while. It happens, especially when I'm on vacation. That I might be at a resort, right? And I remember I was at a pool when I was in Mexico. I was at a pool, right? And it was an older lady. She was like in the pool, in the lower level of the pool, and I just looked at her. I just kept looking at her back and forth just to see if she would look back. I was trying to get her attention, right? And when I got her attention, she was looking at me, I was looking at her, and then I said hello. I said, hey, how long you been here? What do you think about this place so far? Just like that. I didn't actually use a pickup line, any of that corny shit that a lot of people talk about. I just said, hey, how long you been here? You having a good time? Where you from? When you leaving? And after that, little conversation, which lasted for about, 15 minutes. She was like, hey, what you doing later? Maybe I can come by to your room. Just like that. And we were in the same building, same resort. But of course I turned it down because I was with my wife, But the idea is to you just gotta, sometimes you gotta break the ice. You gotta just say something. It don't have to be the most polite thing to say all the time. It can be something stupid. A lot of times, if I don't know what to say, I'll say something like, hey, you heard what Trump said? Or you heard what happened yesterday? I'll say something like that. And people, if you say something like that, people will assume that you're on the same page. Even though we might not. But the idea is just to say something that you can relate to. Because the more you can relate to people, the more they'll open up. The more of a bond y'all can build. That's like the fastest way to connect with somebody. Find something to relate about. And game on. It's easy as that, really. Really. I can go on and on. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was at Barnes & Noble. And I saw a woman reading a book that I read like 5 years ago. I think the name of the book was what was the name of the damn book? The name of the book, that was a marketing book. I forgot the name of it. Right? But I read the book and I said, hey, that's a pretty good book. And she was like, she's on the first chapter, right? And we went on talking about the book for like about 5 or 10 minutes. And I said, well, nice talking to you. And I was gone. And she was like, hey, hold up. You, what do you do? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. What do? You live here and all that shit. And, they got a meetup group here where they discuss social media and marketing online or whatever, online and offline. And she has a blog or whatever about her travels and whatever. I haven't been to the blog yet. But the point I'm trying to make is you just never know until you try. And if you get rejected, or if the woman says something that you don't like, no big deal. Nothing personal. You don't know her and she don't know you. You might never see her again. Who cares? Who cares? Nothing happens. You're not gonna die. You're gonna move on. That's it. Just like you handle anything. You're not going to die if somebody rejects you. No one knows you. It ain't personal. It shouldn't be personal anyway. So next is online dating, right? Now, online dating, it doesn't work for a lot of people. Don't get results that they want. And I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of people don't know how to communicate, number one. And a lot of people don't know how to go about setting their profile up online. And a lot of people are on the wrong websites. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make. They're on the wrong websites. I mean, if you're a black male, a lot of people be on sites like OkCupid, and that's mostly whites. So I mean, if you're on a site like OkCupid or JDate, I mean, what's the chances of you connecting with anybody? If the majority is white, the chances of it happening is very slim. And plus it depends on where you live at too. Now, if you live in North Carolina, the chances are gonna be better versus living in Georgia. That's been my experience. I'll give you an example. Now, if you live in Charlotte, and if you're on a site like Plenty of Fish, you probably get much more response versus being in Atlanta. That's been my experience. Now, somebody else might have a different experience, but my experience as a black man living in America, when I was in Charlotte, when I was on Plenty of Fish, I was getting a lot of emails, a lot of responses. And every time I went to Atlanta just to visit or living, my response rate was half, maybe lower than that. I didn't even think it was half the response rate of being in Charlotte. So it's a lot. There's a lot of things comes into play when it comes to online dating. But there's one thing that doesn't change. The whole idea is your strategy is you want to take somebody from online to offline. That's it. I don't care what website you go on. If you get in contact with somebody, you want to take, eventually, it doesn't have to happen the first email you get from them, a first response. But eventually, you want to take someone from online to offline. So you want to get them on a telephone. You want to get them on Skype. And you want to meet as soon as possible in person. Don't chat and sit on the internet for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years with somebody. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Because you don't even know if it's a real person or not. It might be a worker. Some people call it catfish. It might be somebody that's working on the site. That's why you want to meet as soon as possible. That's why you want to take it from online to offline. Because if the person doesn't want to talk to you on the telephone, or if they just want to send text, that's probably a red flag that you're being catfish. But remember, you want to go take them from online or offline. And Match.com, Plenty of Fish, and BlackPeopleMeet.com is probably your best bet, as far as I know. Now, there's a lot of sites out here, but those three, Black People Meet, Plenty of Fish, and Match.com, is pretty good. Now, some people will say, hey, the paying sites, you get more response, so you have opportunity to meet more women. No, that's not true. No, it really doesn't matter, because what happens is a lot of people online, they kind of live in a fantasy world. They just want to chat online and get a lot of attention, but they don't really have any intentions of meeting in person. So that really doesn't matter. So, the tool is only good as the user. That's what a wise man once told me. So, I can tell you what to do all day, but if you don't feel comfortable in your own skin and confident, nothing's gonna work for you. That's why when it comes to being on the internet is just a tool. It's only good as the user. Period. And the last thing I would like to say is blind dates. Going on blind dates and getting hookups through your friends, family. You know what? I haven't done a lot of this, but I've done a lot of this when I was in the military. But I haven't done a lot of hookups since I got out. And I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of times, a lot of people have different tastes. And it's hard to find somebody that you can get on the same page with, that knows what you like. So if you're going to do a blind date, what I would recommend is to list all the qualities that you want or that you like and give it to your friend or family member. Plus, give them an example of a person or a celebrity that you like. That way, they have a reference point. That they have a good idea of what you like, qualities you like, whether you like tall women, short women, women with a big ass, big tits, big lips, whatever. I don't know what that is. I don't know what qualities that could be. It varies from guy to guy, of course. But you understand where I'm coming from. So those are my 5 ways to meet women, man. And share this, like it, and comment below the video. And especially share this with every young person that you know. Because playtime is over. It's been over, but most people are slow. They're just trying to catch up now, knowing that they knowing that Trump is gonna go in the office in January or whatever. But a lot of people always show up late at the party. But share this with everybody, anybody, especially young people, because young people, if they don't know what I just revealed to you, they're going to be taken advantage of by a lot of women out here. And this is why you gotta, today more than ever, I think everybody, even if you're a married man, even if you living with a woman, everyone has to step their ground game up. Everyone has to step their social game up. Because, in my opinion, that's your best asset. And the best investment you can make is on yourself, right? So if you like what you heard, like, share, and comment, and subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. And P.S. and by the way, if you need more help, more strategies to meet women, click the link below this video and you're going to get emails from me directly. And these ideas I only share through email. You're not going to see this online anywhere. So don't wait on this. Click the link below. Put in your name and your email address. And you're going to get emails from me directly. So until next time, I'm out.